We're so happy you're all here. This community means so much to us, and honestly, I love getting together friends that want to tap in and see what we're all possible to do. We're limitless humans that want to optimize and feel great in our community and let that ripple effect roar through Las Vegas, because we want everyone to feel good mind and body. So today we have a very special panel, and it's Dr. Minaj Sharma, our medical director. He's incredible, elite med. Dr. Sharma has a very extensive history. It's amazing and incredible. He also has his own longevity concierge practice. So he's been such a blessing to my husband and I. He's really just helping us fine-tune and truly make sure we're not just doing guessing. He's taking the guesswork out of my biohacking, for sure. So thank you for that, yeah. And then James Strole, the founder of RAADfest. So we're so excited to have you here. And then Aubrey de Grey, too, who he's teaming up with this year. So thank you for being here, too, Aubrey. So I hope you guys all had a chance to connect with everyone in here and connect with Active Body Chiropractic. I think they're still talking to people, but if you didn't get a chance to go to Active Body Chiropractic, they are the longevity family that should be on display for everyone. These guys are so awesome. They're a family of 4 back there. If you needed a good chiropractor, please check them out. And I hope you guys got to see Desert Moon Wellness as well. It's right over on that side of the building. I know some people are like, where is Desert Moon? Right there. So if you didn't get a chance to explore, please take the time. Okay, so to get started, first, Dr. Sharma, you've just returned from the Biohacking Conference. I know it's not all the glitz and glamour of your life, but that's the latest thing that you just did. And you just have so much incredible knowledge to share with us. So I would just love to hear your take on longevity.
So, yeah, the conference was great. Thank you, Janelle.
You're welcome.
And, I've been in medicine for almost a decade and a half. I'm osteopathic medicine trained. I was introduced to a philosophy of medicine which was mind, body, spirit, collaboration, and full understanding of where we are in relation to our environment, our community, and our internal organs and health. I think longevity is our pursuit for a health span that's going to optimize our function into our later years. We know certain things, and there's also certain things we don't know, and we're trying to, incorporate a lot more data points and science, and we're evolving into this very exciting era of medicine where we're going to be pushing the envelope quite a bit. But we want to try to take the guesswork out. Yeah. There's a lot of information out there and readily available to the community, but how do we know which one's true, which one is going to be beneficial, who's the right person that's going to benefit from it, and and make sure we don't harm ourselves along the path. Sometimes it's a financial harm, sometimes it could be a health related harm, or just a sacrifice in terms of corporation. So I try to partner with my patients and understand where they are, meet them where they are, and then try to advance and see which modality is going to help them achieve their goals. Big thing we always want to try to do is avoid diseases that we know are going to shorten our lives. Make sure we maintain our cognitive health, vascular health, and avoid the risk of cancer. Big things that we know are foundational. We've known as a human society for thousands of years. It's the maintenance of our social relationships and mental health. We know that if we don't have that increases our risk of morbidity and death by 40%. It's incredible. Being connected with our environment, our community, our family, social networks, those are all just as important as making sure you're exercising, making movement. As we age, it's not only important to lift weights and do cardio, but then what are we doing for balance training? Making sure that our fast twitch muscles are just as well, just in case we accidentally hit a curb and trip, are we going to have that ability to balance ourselves and not fall and suffer from hip fracture? Because the truth is, once you get into your 60s and 70s, if you have a hip fracture, your risk of mortality that year is close to upwards of 50, 60%. And how do we avoid that? It's not just muscle, it's not just bone strength and osteoporosis, it's the whole system, the ecosystem. Making sure we're following our biomarkers and looking at things in terms of metabolic health, your gut microbiome, your genetics, how the epigenetic environment is affecting your DNA methylation, is your heart rate variability, how is your sleep hygiene. Those are things that we can look into some of these advanced modalities to see if we can optimize. Hyperbarics is great in terms of showing us promise in reducing inflammation. It's presenting a modality to accelerate our body's own ability to heal beyond what we can do without it. It's basically supercharging our cellular networks to work a little bit better. How does it do it? It provides an oxidative stress very similar to exercise that when you come out of that high oxygen environment, your body is releasing some cytokines and downregulating other cytokines and signaling mechanisms to generate a healing response. That it depends on what we're targeting. There's certain different protocols that would be appropriate, but we're seeing it extend telomeres, reduce inflammation, speed up, regenerate tissue and wounds, brain, nerves. It's great. And we also over here at Desert Moon, they do a great job of really working on the mental health aspect and down regulating our sympathetic tone. We live in a society where we're constantly on our devices, being pinged daily, back and forth. Our attention is being distracted, pulled from one way or another. The environment is so loud and noisy, we get stressed out from that. So our healing mechanism is suppressed. We're sympathetic all the time. We need to be able to learn how to turn off, downregulate, and allow our body to do what it's meant to do, which heal. We have this inherent ability to regenerate and heal. If we didn't, we wouldn't have survived past our first couple of years. But we do. We just have to get out of its way sometimes. And we don't know, sometimes we don't know cognitively or consciously what we're doing to be in the way. We work with other people who can help us recognize it. We work with physicians and work with your colleagues and your social networks to try to help you along that path. So that's what I'm glad to have Jim here with RAADfest, and I love it's really exciting to have people who are investing in our community and bringing in thought leaders who are doing research to really push the envelope and help us understand our system much better. Help us eliminate and try to get unbiased information out so we can start incorporating and pushing our limits. I mean, we're an incredible species. We're going to break that border of that longitudinal escape velocity very soon.
There we go.
So when it happens,
Yeah.
And then will it be accessible to the mass? Or is it just going to be a select few who are in the upper echelon of the society? We'll see. But focusing on the tenets, the small tenets, brain health, muscle integrity, sleep hygiene, and whole food diet, and making sure, those are the things that we know are time tested. That is definitely free for everybody.
Yeah.
So to make sure everybody hears that, because otherwise you do all these other things, maybe they're not going to move the needle as much as these lifestyle interventions if you're not incorporating it. So thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
I'm excited to have you here, and I'm excited to learn and see what you guys have put together at RAADfest. And
Yeah.
and I'm humble. I don't know it. I don't have it all figured out. We're all on our journey.
None of us do.
Yeah, we're all on this journey.
Yeah.
It's all towards progress. And when we have collective minds and doing exceptional work, let's share that data and let's grow together.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Last year, James Strole and I met in Orange County, California, and we really, really connected. And it's so neat just to have this today and to be here today. So, he has the RAADfest kickoff. the RAADfest in July at Red Rock, July 10th through 13th. Is that correct? So we wanted to do a little kickoff party to get the community together, talk about it, and this is just so beautiful. I love what Dr. Sharma has started, and I'm going to pass the mic now to Mr. James Strole. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for having me to begin with. I mean, you and Janelle and Corey, I mean, I feel honored to be here in your presence. And your clinic, Dr. Sharma, it's amazing here. I mean, I'm really impressed with it. So, and you're doing some great work for the community yourself. We're very happy to be coming here, both Aubrey and I. We're called the Odd Couple. we have just merged here to do this RAADfest. We've been involved together in different levels for many, many years. And Aubrey's a sensational scientist, and he'll be speaking here soon. I just want to say thank you all for the warm welcome I feel with you here. We're from Scottsdale, Arizona. My team and I came in here to do the, Janelle, after we made that connection, invited us here to have this pre-launch and to help build RAADfest. This is a community movement. It's not about me. It's not about any one individual. It's about all of us together, as far as I'm concerned. RAADfest is not a commercial organization. I'm not selling olive oil. I'm not selling anything else. We try to bring to the table just the best for you, for the best for every human being that we can bring to the table. We have exhibitors there that do their thing, but the coalition itself for Radical Life Extension is a nonprofit organization that I'm director of, and we're non-commercial. And we're invested in just bringing the best, and so that's what we want for you here. And I think that's in all of our hearts in one level or another. Again, nothing wrong with making money, nothing wrong with making olive oil. I'm just selling olive oil. I'm just saying that's what we're about, because we don't want the conflict of interest. So I'm very excited about this year. This is our 10th anniversary, all right? Aubrey, when we talked about this and our merging, he said, well, you guys have been really sustainable. I want to move out of Europe. He'll tell a bit more about that. Now he's doing great events in Europe. I've been to them. But he said, I want to come into the States, and you guys are sustainable here. You've been really solid, and I'd like to, join with you. So we had a great coming together. And I think we're really excited about doing this event together. It's just coming together really fluid. So I'll just say briefly, too, that wow, thank you, Dr. I loved your whole talk. I mean, just speaking with you and your inspiration, your sincerity, your passion is really touches me. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for different collaborations, and I'm out here to collaborate with everybody from that spirit. Because that's where we're going to get to new places. Look, nothing's more important than our bodies, our staying alive. That's how I look at it. Okay. Now, I'm going to say to you very frankly that I'm an immortalist. All right. I'm here to go all the way. All right. Now, some of you, everybody's at a different spot on that. Some of you just maybe want to live. So I've seen maybe 120 or whatever. Yet I'll bet you, if you have 120 in good health, you're going to want to keep going. But that's another thing. But I'm an immortalist. I'm about super longevity. That's living unlimited lifespans. And I've been doing that since I was actually, and I've been invested and have feeling about that since I was 11 years old. It's in my blood. I've experienced the pain of my first, I'll say, witnessing of somebody close to me dying, my grandmother. It was painful. I thought something's wrong with this. If this is so good, somebody dying and going to some other place, and that's so good, why does it hurt so bad? And so I asked my mother, I said, when do I get to see my grandmother again? She said, well, when you die to go to heaven. And I said, well, that doesn't feel very good to me. I have to do that. So I said, well, why can't we have heaven here on earth? Why not? Why not? My mother said, instead of slapping me down, she said, oh, my mother's pretty progressive. She said, well, why don't you pursue that? That's a good thought. Why don't you go for that? And so that's been in my heart all the time. And everything I did, when I went to school, I wrote themes on it. My teachers some of them would think it was odd. Some would go, oh my God, I love this. Keep moving. So you get encouragement. You get people who try to discourage you. But it's in my blood. It's in my soul. I don't think there's anything better than being able to awaken people and for us to have this spirit of life that we have in us and to nurture that and to stay alive. And look, I'm not trying to talk you into living forever. I'm not here to do that. I want to set the table full, though. I want everybody to have an opportunity to pick out what you want. If you want to live 120 years, great. All right. But if you want to keep going, that option should be there. That option should be there. And to me, that's what I feel that we're really headed for here. And I loved your whole feeling that, we're going to break that, escape velocity, that longevity escape velocity that Aubrey talks about so much, that we're going to be regenerating faster than we're falling apart, than we're disintegrating. And that's exciting to me also. So there's so much to share, and I could keep going. But, I want you to be at RAADfest, because this is a movement. And every one of you are invited. We're doing everything possible to make that possible. Our pricing, our spirit of this, our inclusion, everybody's included. You're going to learn a lot, but you'll bring something to the table yourself. Working together, we can go the distance. We can do something that this human race has never done before. And I'm passionate about that, and I'm excited about that. And I'm really grateful. I feel blessed today to be with all of you. I've talked to many of you. I didn't get to talk to everybody yet, but I'm here for you, and I'm so grateful to have this time to be invited here. And what a wonderful time to be together. Look, I don't care what's going on in the world right now. I'm living in a different world. I'm ready to quit worrying about what's happening in the political world or any other world. How about us creating the world we want? How about us creating the world we want as human beings? I'm not waiting for any administration to change my life. I'm here to make change myself, and I'm so excited that I'm meeting people like you and others that I'm around this world that feel this same way. And I'm going to tell you guys, I've traveled all over the world expressing this. So has Aubrey. There's people all over the world that feel the way we do here, and we're going to make it, and we're making a difference. And again, I feel blessed here to be with you. Feel free to talk to me. I want to take some time if you want after this, ask any questions. I like this to be more of a discussion. Ask your questions, make your own expression. What do you feel about what I'm saying? What do you feel about what Dr. Sharma said here? Aubrey's going to say. Where are you at when what we're talking about here? Let's share a communion of our bodies here today. It's very special. Let's go out of here nourished. Let's go out of here enlivened like we never have before. All right, thank you very much.
All right. Well, how do I follow that? So Janelle, first of all, thank you so much for having us here. I am indeed absolutely delighted to have joined forces with Jim and his team at the Coalition for this year's RAADfest. But first of all, let me give you a little bit of background on me. So. I'm the other kind of doctor. Rather than being an MD like Dr. Sharma, I'm a PhD, which means the difference is that I don't work on things we can do already. I work on things that we may be able to do in the future that will be even better. So I'm all over what Dr. Sharma does, all the lifestyle and supplements and positive thinking and diet and everything that we can do today, but I am just as aware as any medical doctor is that we still get sick when we get old. And I share with all of the people here the view that that's not a good thing. I am not in favour of getting sick when you get old. Now, of course, there's a side effect of getting sick when you get old, which is you die. And that's an undesirable side effect. Yeah, I mean, obviously, most people these days die from being sick, and most people get sick from having been born a long time ago. So that's a kind of a cause for celebration that so few people die in infancy, whereas like 200 years ago, literally 1/3 of all babies would die before the age of 1. So, we've done pretty well. But of course, the side effect of that is that people get old enough to get sick from other things, and we haven't done too well against those things yet. So I'm all about my work, and the work of my organisation, LEV Foundation, is all about addressing that. And the fact that these are two sides of the same coin, that on the one hand we should do the best we can to stay healthy with the technology that exists today, and on the other hand we should try to develop better technology, those are two sides of the same coin. So it makes very good sense to have events that bring those two things together. And there are not enough events like that. In fact, there is hardly any. So this is really a lot of why Jim and I came together for this year's RAADfest. As Jim mentioned, he's run these conferences in various parts of the US, mostly in LA, one time in Vegas, if I remember rightly. over the past 9 years. First one was in 2016. I've been running conferences for even longer. The first one I ran was in 2003. But nearly all of the ones that I've run have been in Europe. I grew up, as you can probably tell from my unintelligible accent, I grew up in the UK, and I ran conferences in Cambridge, UK, for a long time. Then I ran a couple in Berlin, then I've run a few in Dublin. But there are lots of conferences. It's almost saturated now in Europe. So, and it's gone the other way, actually, in the US. A couple of the most important conferences have been discontinued. So this led me to feel that now is the time for me to relocate my conference efforts over here in the US, especially since I've been based here for 15 years, and the organizations that I have led over the past 20-odd years have all been US charities, actually. And it came together really easily and smoothly. It's been an absolute pleasure working with Jim and his team. So we've put together a conference that very much covers the bases that I have just outlined. There is plenty of content that is, shall we say, the kind of traditional stuff that you would see at previous RAADfests, about things that Dr. Sharma's an expert on. And then there's a lot more content than there had ever been before that's on the PhD side of the equation. The stuff that is coming, but you can't buy yet, but we'd hoped that it would be in the clinic within the next 5 years or so. I have spoken at RAADfest myself nearly every year, I guess, and there have been a few other talks that are research-focused rather than medical-focused. But this year there's a lot more content of that kind because I'm running nearly half the program. And it's going to be awesome. Everyone here who is thinking that you don't want to get old and you don't want to get sick when you get old, well, you do want to get old, but you don't want to get sick when you get old, you probably want to hear about both sides of that. You probably want to hear about how to do your best today and also about what's coming and perhaps how to help hasten the things that are not here yet. Because, of course, a lot of this is about the fact that research doesn't go as fast as it could. There are lots of ways to fix that. Obviously, there's financial ways, but there's also outreach ways. I do the most obscene amount of media. I probably do 3 interviews a week. And that's why. It's a lot of work, but it's damn worth it. It gets the word out. It raises awareness of all of this. And, of course, another very important dimension to getting the word out and hastening the development of things that don't yet exist is events. And those events happen because people show up. So I encourage all of you to show up. There you go.